Good evening. Welcome. My name is Kwabena. I want to share with you. Be grateful in life. Be grateful in life. Life is that they say it's very short, and memory is that fresh. You can easily recall when you were that little, when you were 10, when you were 15, and the things that happened. And you can remember them as if they just happened yesterday. Life is short, and life could be that also tough. Life is short, and it can also be very tough. Now, life is tough for me. Life is very tough for people who are, hey Boris, welcome. Life is tough for people who are, or life is difficult for people who are that much ungrateful. And ungrateful people are very much self-focused, selfish. It's only about themselves, and it's only about their interest. Sometimes when people ask me, so what do you think is the business idea that I can start with? What do you think is the business that I can do? How do I come up with some business that I can do? I think generosity is the key. Being generous, being grateful, being kind is one of the best ways to get ideas to move forward in life. And this is my argument, because the moment you do a lot of things only for yourself and only for your self-interest, you get restrained and you get contained in your little world. So let's say you had an employment somewhere, and maybe you were not working for maybe 2-3 years, and somebody gave you a job, and maybe you were working and some difficulties came up and you decided to move on. How you move on? Were you thankful to the person who gave you that opportunity to say that come and work with me? Or when you were leaving, you had created animosity, you had created hatred? Life, for me, it gets tough for people who behave that way, where you are always looking for something that is only for you. You're not grateful. You don't show gratitude to anybody. It must be you and only you. If you're like that, you always have a little understanding of even the things that you have covered, the achievements that you have had, the little things that you have done them well, because you are always looking for more. You are always looking for what will come to me. You are always looking for everything for yourself. And if you have that kind of disposition, you get blind, or you get clouded to the beauty of life. And so being grateful as a person, or be grateful as a person for your life, for the achievements that you have had, and for the turbulence that you have survived. If you are not grateful as a person, if you're not thankful for the achievement that you have had, becoming successful at anything is that difficult. And such that if you look at the things that you had to survive to achieve them, and the things that you continue to survive to achieve anything, if you don't sometimes look at the few achievements that you have had and say, I'm thankful for this, I'm grateful, and the religious will say, I'm thank God for this, I'm grateful for the very things, or the little things, or the big things that I've achieved with my life. If you cannot take time to say I'm thankful, it's not that you're content, or that's not the word. It's not that you don't want much. No, you want to get much out of life. You want to succeed. There's no limit to what you can succeed with your life. But you don't also want to trivialize the gains that you have had, because that is the spirit to keep going and to keep pursuing your goals. Because pushing forward and getting to the goals is a bit draining, and looking back to be thankful of life, to be thankful of the people who have contributed something to you, to be thankful and appreciative of the little successes that you have had. In a way, will refresh you. The fact that you're thankful of those, you will rejuvenate when you look back to say that it's not everything that I've done it wrongly. It's not everything that I lost. It's not everything. It's not everybody who left you. It's not everybody who cheated you. It's not everybody who talked bad about you. It's not everybody. You look back and sometimes you look around your network, and you start to be thankful of the people who have been there for you all this while. It could be your friend, it could be your mother, it could be anybody who has been there when everybody ran away. Or you look at all the losses that you had, and then you look at something that you didn't lose. That is the beauty of life. If your attention is always on focusing or focus, if you only focus on the people who left you, the money that they ran away with, like the losses, the things that you couldn't do rightly, if your attention is always on those, you will not have energy to move to the next stage. And so practice it. Is one of the best virtues of life, that you just have to be thankful of some of the successes that you have done, and for your very life as well, because not many people would even get an idea to do anything with their life. Not many people will have the energy to go and look for a job. Not many people will even have the opportunity to even have gone to college. Not many people would even be, so to say, be that healthy and to do something with their life. So when life becomes despair, when everything looks like nothing is working, look within and see that there is always something that you have to be thankful for. That is a skill, and that is why you will not be the person who will just cut relationships, just curse people and move on, just look at everybody and say that you came in to cheat me, you came in to lie to me, you create animosity across everywhere because you are not thankful for anything. You are not grateful. Maybe you started the business and you wanted to do 2 million a month, but you're doing 10,000 a month. In as much as your target is the 2 million and beyond, be thankful that at least you have the 10,000 that you're doing. It's a great spirit. It's a great spirit, and it's a spirit, or is a culture that you have to teach the people who you work with, or the people who work with you. That people should learn how to say thank you for the help that people give them. Being thankful of the little things of life. Being appreciative. If somebody does any little thing to you, look back to say, I thank you. If somebody stops a car, you're driving and somebody stops for you to pass, say thank you. Thank you for being that kind to me. Be that kind of person. Quality people who are able to build and push forward, are that kind of people. They are those kind of people who don't trivialize every little gesture. They are appreciative. They appreciate little things. You give them water and they're so much thankful. You give them clothes. You give them something. They are not looking at the magnitude or the bigness of it. They are looking at the heart that gave, and that's a mark of great quality people. You gave them something that you would think that is nothing, but they say, I'm thankful. You even pass by, or you even place a call. You say, oh, I was checking to see how you are doing. And they are so much grateful that you did that. Be that kind of person, because life is tough, and if you're going to do anything significant, itself will drain. So if you're not the kind of person who will just be appreciative of the little things of life, you will not have quality people around you, because most quality people are thankful. Most genuine people. One of the things that you will see people who are genuine, a genuine person is thankful. That's one of the best things that you can see. People who go around cheating people and lying and conning people don't have time to be appreciative. They're not thankful. They're not grateful. People who have the heart, that's one of the best marks that you can use to measure people who have genuineness of heart, is that they are appreciating. They appreciate the little things that people do for them. They don't easily forget what somebody else does for them or somebody else did for them. And so if you're looking for people who are genuine, who are honest, who are character, who are quality, who are the kind, you cannot achieve a lot in this life if you don't have that quality of spirit. That quality that believes in people, that quality that keeps pushing, that quality that can think and create. It's a quality. People who are shady and cutting corners only get ahead because they are shady and cutting corners. You see them with money, but they cut corners. You see that they cheated. You don't seem to have genuine resource. Those people, they don't care about people. They don't worry. They use fear to keep their team. They use fear to keep their employees. They use fear to keep people around them, and maybe they use money and the so-called opportunities to keep people around them. But if you're going to keep quality people around you, you would want to be that kind of person who is that grateful and thankful for what people do for you. So practice that. It's a sign of humility. It's a sign that the person is humble. When people take their time to be appreciative of what people do to them or do for them. And don't take what people do for you for granted. It's about spirit. We live in a country, we live in a culture where you even open door for somebody and they just pass around. A lot of people don't even expect you to, when you're driving and you stop for them to pass. They're like, what? Because they are so much occupied with their pain. They're so much occupied with their problems. They're so much occupied with the troubles that they think they have. The more occupied you are with the problems that you think your life has, the more ungrateful you become. Because then you are only focusing on the troubles, on the worries, and you have no time to look at that which is working, that which is good, that which is positive around you. And so sometimes it's not that people don't have money, it's that people don't look at the one they have and to be appreciative. People who are jubilant, people who are lively, have that kind of spirit. They may have one pair of shoes, but they are thankful that they have a shoe. Their salary may not have come on time, but they are thankful that at least they have a place to work. Quality that is how you build quality. So let people around you think like that. Let it be in a culture where you're appreciative. You teach people. A lot of us are coming from background where we may not say thank you, or we may not be grateful for the things that are happening in our lives. We just think that, some people, when you do something for them, they just think that, you just have to do it. Don't be that kind of person. If you are that kind of person, people will not continue to do anything for you because you're not grateful. You're not grateful. You just only focus on your interests. You only focus on what benefits you. And you think that it's your right for people to be kind to you. It's not your right for people to be kind to you. It's just that quality people are kind. So they're just expressing their quality. And so you should also learn how to do that. So be a generous person. Be a generous person. Be a generous person. Be somebody who is just generous to people. You have 3 shoes in your closet. You have 10 clothes that you're not wearing. Look for somebody and give it to them. You have people who work with you. Some of them have nothing. If you have money, do something for them. Some of them you can help them with their rent. Some of them you can help them with your hospital bills. Some of them you can help them, to go back to school. There's a lot that you can do. If you're a grateful person, that's how we see you are grateful. The kindness that you show is in your actions. So being grateful is not just with your mouth. And being grateful is not just thanking people for what they have done to you. It is also doing something for people to also thank you. It's a good expression. If you're selfless, gratefulness goes with selflessness. And so you cannot say that you're grateful and you're selfish. And if you're not selfish, you are the one that you give to people. You create opportunities for people. You help people. It's your philosophy. And that is why you can take a lot of load and you still not be feeling the load. Why? Because it's not about you. It's about the good that you do for people. So you have a plan. You have a plan to help people wherever you are. If it's your clothes, if it's your shoes, if it's your books, if it's even your ideas, your advice, your knowledge, your phone, anything that you can do for people to make life, a little bit easier for people, do it. That's a sign of a person who is grateful to be alive. So when you're grateful to be alive, you want to do something to help others. Because you look back and you see what somebody else did for you. And sometimes people who were that critical or who were at a point in your life that you were so feeble, you didn't know what to do, those people who even help you may not be alive. And how do you pay those things back? By also you doing it for somebody who possibly or who may be in the same kind of situation that you were some time ago. And so you create that kind of life for people where you just become generous. You become generous with everything that you have. There is always somebody that you can help every day. You buy yogurt from the guy who has been in the sun all day and is left with 1 cedi. Why take it back? Give it back to him to say, you pull out 2 cedi, yogurt is 1 cedi. Why do you take that 1 cedi back? Give it to him. And you will see their face. You will see how they will smile, even though it's not much. You will say thank you. It's not because they don't have that 1 cedi. It's because it's a kindness. It's an act that is coming from a good heart. It's love. And people relate with that kind of gesture. And so do that. You go to the market, you see the woman who's selling this banana. How much is it? Just have a plan within the week. How much you can help people with. Is it 1 cedi? Is it 10 cedis? Is it 20 cedis? Who can you help with maybe even paying off a rent? Who can you help with some hospital bills? What can you do? Just make life a little bit, easy for people. Because people go through a lot. So where you really want to negotiate will not be the people who don't have much. The guys work with you, you're paying them 30 cedis a day or 40 cedis a day on a project. If something is left, give it to them. Give it to them. It's the best way to get ideas. It's the best way to grow. It's the best way to become big when you're liberal. Because once you are expanded like that, you get new ideas all the time. I cannot explain it, but people who are liberal, who are generous, who are grateful, who are thankful, are always going ahead in life. There's always something new in their lives that you don't know how to explain it. It's a principle. It's a deep principle. And people who are hoarding, they are always the people that nobody wants to be around with. So every one of us would have that. So being grateful is not just being thankful for the things that people do to you, but it also shows in the things that you do for people. The things that you do for people shows your level of appreciation. So it shows your level of gratefulness for life that you have. So be that kind of person. And that's why ideas come to you. That's why you keep. It's one of the things that determines the speed that you have, or determine the speed that you have as an individual, as a person, as somebody who wants to achieve something. If you're liberal, if you're grateful, if you're thankful, your speed, nobody can predict it. There's always something else that is going on in your life because you don't keep things. You're liberal with your words, you're liberal with your gestures, you're liberal with your money, with your resources, you're liberal with your knowledge, everything around you. So when people come around you, they're very much comfortable. They don't want to go. They like to be around you. When people come around you, they feel like they have appreciated. They have gone up. They are better people now. They can think rightly. They can be more confident because they came around you. When they came around you, they came around a person who is not selfish. Because you cannot be selfish and be grateful at the same time. It does not work. Grateful people are not selfish. They're selfless. And that's why they always remember who helped them. They look back. Sometimes you're looking through your phone and you see that, my primary school teacher, you just call them to say that, say I was looking through my phone and say, I was asking how you are doing. Or sometimes just text WhatsApp to say, how are you? I was just, life is busy for everybody. But once in a while, you just look back to say, where is this friend? Where is this friend? Their name flashes your mind, and you just pick a call to say, how are you? I just was looking through my phones, and I just felt like I wanted to ask you, how are you doing? And if they have something, and if you have something that you can help them to make life a little bit easier for them, do it. Life is too short. The next time you hear that person is dead. So you continue to link up with friends and with people. It's not only about where you're going. Where we are going is important and everything, but where you're coming from too. What can you do to help those that you left behind? What is it? What is it that you can do to inspire people? What is it that you can do to help people to make their life easier for them? That is a sign that you're a grateful person. Because you always remember where you're coming from. You always remember what people did for you. You always remember somebody who opened door when it was that critical. There's always someone. None of us is in this life where nobody helped you somewhere. It's a lie. There's always somebody somewhere, a teacher, a mother, a father, a friend, somebody somewhere you didn't know who helped you where you needed some critical help. And you also have to be that kind of person that somebody else you don't even know will benefit from that. And so life is not just about you and where you want to go. And no, sometimes you just have, yes, we want to be ambitious, yes, we want to build things, yes, we want to become successful, but you also want to once in a while look and see what you have done and be thankful for them, what you've achieved, and be thankful. They re-energize you in the toughest moment of your life. When you look at the things that was left or were left, you see that you are not just a failure like that. There are things that you have had rightly. So they say that business is when you're building business is tough. Yes, it's tough, but every now and then there is something that you choke which was successful. Be thankful for that. Be thankful for that. That's why you have energy. And so one of the best ways to deal with the difficulties in life is to be thankful, is to be grateful, is to be very much appreciative of the things that are around you. The air that you breathe, the food that you eat, the clothes that you wear, the country that you come from. Be thankful that you come from. I thank God that I come from Ghana. It's a peaceful country. We have our own problems, but it's our country, and there are a lot of things that we can also be thankful for. Even in your family, people think that their families are trouble. Every family has trouble. So there are things that you can be appreciative, you can be thankful for. There's always something in your woman, in your wife, that you can be thankful for. In your husband that you can be thankful for. Even your children that you think are causing trouble, there's something. When they are not in the house, and everywhere is quiet, you will see that, where are they? Sometimes even they are crying. They're crying that they cry, or the noise that they make. You make music out of them. Because that's how it is. Everything you can extract the positive bit of it and be thankful for. So it's a sign of a quality spirit. It's a sign. And if you have that kind of quality spirit, you can push life. If you're so negative and pessimistic, you are never thankful for anything. And if somebody does anything for you, you think it's all right. That's dishonesty. And when people say, you don't have to do it. No. If you need help, ask for help. And when people do something to help you, be thankful. Be appreciative. Remember that. Even the things that somebody did years back that you think was a game changer for you. Once in a while, look for that person and say, thank you for that, what you did for me. And anytime that you meet that person in the midst of people, everybody's around, don't just look at it like it didn't matter. Just tell people, this friend helped me. I was in a critical position and he was there for me. As a sign that you are at home with yourself. It's a sign that you are not competitive. It's a sign that you are grateful. It's a sign that you're not jealous of somebody else's success. You're thankful, and you're not ashamed where you come from. You are just proud. Some people are not proud of their parents because they think maybe they are poor or they are uneducated. Never. Just proud of them. They are your parents, and your brothers and your sisters. Be proud of everyone because you're thankful. It's a spirit. It's not really what they do. It's a quality of spirit, and that's why you continue to grow and get ideas. Why should more be given to you when you're not thankful for the the little ones that you have? Why should more be given to you? Why should you? Have you ever tried to give money to somebody and that person was not thankful, or you gave a shirt or something to somebody and they were not grateful? When you have another quality shirt, you don't want to remind them. I mean, you don't want to remember those kind of people. You don't want to continue to give to somebody who is thankful. And that's what I'm saying. That's how ideas. That's why you get ideas. The forces of life, the energy in the universe, they get gravitated to those who are thankful, who are grateful, who have that kind of spirit, who are generous, who are selfless, those who think of others, those who are humble. And also being grateful as a person, you just have to be grateful for the life that you have. You have to be grateful for the achievements that you have done. Now, nobody can say that you have never achieved anything. That's a lie. There is always something that you have achieved. And be thankful for that. And how you even survive the difficulties of life, the difficulties of your endeavors. When you have that kind of spirit, you get on with life. And people around you will always think that there's always something good around you. Yes, there's always something good around you because you have that kind of thankfulness within you. You're not just aggressive and trying to look for everything for yourself. Once in a while, you want people around you to just enjoy life. You want people around you to just enjoy life. And so you are generous. If you're grateful, you're generous. Just look for that. It's a quality spirit. You don't just hold it. You have 20 shoes. You have 20 pens. What are you using them for? Somebody has none. So you give one to somebody. Give two to somebody. Somebody has no. Sometimes it's the MTN mobile money. Sometimes a friend, you just remember him say, okay, just send 50, 100 cities or something to that friend and say that I sent you this. Maybe you can use it to buy credit or something. It's just good. It's just nice. It's a spirit. It's not really what the person gets. It's a quality spirit. It's a quality spirit. And that's why life becomes a bit more manageable, for you, because you don't take load. If you're unthankful, you are taking a lot of load. If you're unthankful, you worry. If you're unthankful, you're self-focused, you're selfish. And that's why things don't work for you as you perceive them. Because even if they are working, you still don't see them because you're not thankful for anything. And great achievers seem to me to be people who have that light and that quality spirit. They don't carry a lot of burden. That's why they keep running. Because if you keep a lot of burden, you cannot go fast in life. So if you're thankful, you don't really keep you don't get bitter, and you don't keep the wrongs that people did to you. You're thankful. That's why you can thank somebody, because you don't keep the wrong. The moment you keep the wrong, you hold back your thankfulness or your gratefulness. You hold it back because you remember the pain. So people who are thankful really don't keep a lot of those bad treatment in mind. They overlook that. They have bigger perspective of life, and they try to extract the meaning of what happened at what time, whether negative or positive for them. And so that's why they can have that light spirit, and that's why they can keep going. So be thankful and build that culture in your business, and teach your people how to be appreciative and value lives, and be thankful for everything that happens to them and in the company. Build that culture. You want to have people who say please to their team, who are saying thank you. If somebody does something for them, they are thankful. If you have those kind of people around you, when they are even leaving your business or when they are even moving to another place, you see that there's still that connection. And when there are a lot of connections, that's why you create a lot of opportunities. But if you're not thankful, you leave that workplace, you'll never call anybody because you're angry. And so when there is a business or when there is an idea, nobody even remembers you because you didn't keep the contact, you didn't keep the network. And the more you cut people, the more isolated you become, and the more limited you are. So you will never see opportunities. So when you are grateful, people remember that man is a good man. That guy is a good guy. When you're grateful, you're not looking, you're not selfish. You look out for ways to help people. And people who are helping people are the people who people remember when there is any good thing. to share. So practice that and be a person of, just be humble. People say that they're humble, but they lie. They're not respectful. That's not humility. You cannot meet a person who is humble and at the same time who lies and disrespect. That person was just, putting up a show. A genuine humble person is a person who respects. It's a person who is thankful. It's a person who appreciates. If you cannot separate that, so when they say, he's very humble, that demeanor, when you are not there, they are killing you. They are lying. That is not humility at all. That's a lie. That is a lie. So don't take the kindness of people for granted. When somebody does anything for you, be thankful. It's a training. And once you continue to do that, you see that you start to see big life. Anytime you hear most of these big achievers, big business people, all these guys, look at when they start to talk at any program, congress, something. Look at how they start. Just look. They start to remember those who contributed to where they have been. And they mean it genuinely. And that's why they got there. That's the secret. Any great achiever, just look at them and say, I'm thankful for this friendship. I'm thankful for my parents. I'm thankful for my brother who helped me to do this. There was a time that my mother guaranteed this loan for me so that I was able to build this business. There was a time that my brother introduced me to this book and that changed the course of my life. There was a time that this man introduced me to this and it helped me. They always remember that. That's why they got there. So if somebody helps you and you try to, be, what's the English word? Be conservative and be, be careful about it. You cannot be careful about being grateful, thankful, voicing what the people have done for you. Does not mean you're weak, and it will not make the people swear. And my friend will say that if I say that your hair will swear, your head will swear. No, it's a spirit. It's a quality spirit. You are quick to say this person is a good person. They help me in this way. So let people have that thinking. Create it. It's an atmosphere. Never take it for granted, those who helped you. And if you genuinely you're grateful, it will be seen more in the help you give to others, and how you treat others. That's a way of you being that much grateful. That's how people see it. You become a very generous person if you're grateful. You become very much a humble person. You're very much kind. You go the extra mile to help people, and that's how opportunities are created. That's how opportunities are created. Do you know why the bribe people do a lot of bribery thing? Because they are not grateful. They only pay so that they will get something, and they are expecting it that quickly. And so if they don't pay, they don't get. That's why they are selfish. If you're not selfish and greedy, you don't pay bribe. You will not. But you see people paying bribe and cutting corners and calling it business. It's because they are self-protective. They preserve themselves. They preserve their interests. They care about nobody. A generous person is a truthful person. It's a grateful person. So it's a quality of spirit that you have to have. So it's not about just I'm going to get new business ideas. Just practice this. Sometimes somebody will just tell you, oh, come and do this for me. And you did it and say, how much is it? So please, it's okay, thank you. Sometimes just how to learn to do things for free, and out of that business ideas will come. Sometimes you just go, not because you're not busy, not because you're not occupied, but sometimes some of my friends, they say, oh, I want to go here, I'm at the airport, can you do something for me? Yes, in the midst of all the businesses, in the busyness, my friend will say, I stop and I go to pick them from the airport. Do that. You know why? Because that's how friends do. And if there's something that they have to do, you do it for them because you're a grateful person. It's selfless. It's a quality of spirit. And you can let things go. You can let the negatives go. You can let the pain go. That's how you if you're light-hearted, light-spirited, so to say, A lot of the so-called diseases that they talk about will not even get you. And that's why you may not even grow that, you're growing. Sometimes you meet some of your mates and they look like they are 20 years ahead of you in terms of age. Why? Because they are not light spirit. They don't have light spirit. They are not grateful. They are not thankful. They are accruing everything for themselves. They are accruing. And if you're light spirit, you're jovial, you're kind, you crack jokes. How can your workers are there and every time you're just that serious, you're the boss? No. Crack jokes. Let people feel like, they're humans. That's a grateful attitude. It's a grateful attitude. To let you see the value in people. That's why you're grateful. Grateful. Be kind. Be light. Don't just punish people just because you want to punish people. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Sometimes. So be grateful for life. If you really want to get ahead in life, genuinely, one of the best ways is to be grateful. Grateful. Be thankful for the little achievements that you have had, for the things that you thought were bad, for the very life that you have. Be thankful that you were born in a country, in a family. Be thankful that you were giving some gifts. Be thankful that you can think as a human being. Be thankful that at least you can get something to eat. Sometimes when you are looking for business opportunities, you're looking for a job, you think that everything around you is bad. No. There's always something around you that is good. Look at those and be thankful. That's how you reduce the apprehension. And being apprehensive and being worrying those things make people get a lot of sickness and diseases. Because it has to be them. There's so much joy if you can just extend out your hand and help somebody. That's a sign that you are thankful for life. Not for the show, not for the way the media people and the singers and the artists do it though. When there's a big platform, they just go and say, I donated this. No, I'm not talking of those. I'm talking of those that when you even do so, nobody will even hear. That one is just a marketing strategy. I'm talking of the ones that nobody will even hear. The good. You help somebody to pay their rent. You help somebody to pay their school fees. The things, those. If you start to help people, they come from a spirit that is grateful for life. You're not self-focused only. Think of people, and that's the quality of life. It's a quality, and it affects every aspect of your life. Believe me. When you meet so many troubles, that quality will keep you going. Somebody else will be in the same situation and that person will die in a minute. That person will crash. But when you have that genuineness of heart to be grateful for life, in spite of every trouble, you will still be going. And that's why people get to the top. It's not because they didn't meet troubles. They met a lot of troubles, but they were thankful. They were grateful for the little achievements, and that fueled them to get to the next level. And they were thankful by helping people as well. And so that's how you get ahead of life. That's how you get ahead in life. And if you only have to be selfish, screw people, cheat people, lie to people, all those, they just will destroy you. They just will destroy you because they damp your spirit. They burden you. They put load on you. But if you're light, if you're selfless, if you're thankful, if you're grateful, you keep going. Nothing can stop your speed. No difficulty, no opposition, nothing can destroy you. So look at all those great people that you see and you look up to, and look at their spirit. So if you say that somebody is a great business person, somebody is a great achiever, and they are not quick to share, quick to appreciate, quick to be thankful, quick to be grateful, there's something beneath the so-called greatness that you think they have. Because I've never met anybody great with so much self-focus. It's only about himself and his family. Never met anybody like that. All great people are very generous with their money, with their knowledge, with their expertise. They remember those who helped them. They are thankful. They help societies. They build schools. They change lives because they are grateful. And that's why they are great. They serve, and they are not full of themselves. And they never think that serving people, being thankful and being grateful is a sign of weakness. Some people think like that. It's never a sign of weakness to thank the people who are dear to you, to thank your children, to thank your wife, to thank your husband, to thank the people who have helped you, to thank your office cleaner, to thank your security, to thank people that you think you are way much above them. Just no, because they're humans. They have the same value as you have. So if you express that, it's a sign that you're a great person. If you go against that, it's a sign that you don't understand life. And I think the value of life is in things. People think like that. So if you show things, it means that you have value. No, the value of life is never in things. The value of life is always in people. Value is given to people. That's why, because if you lose life, you can't repair it. If a person dies, nobody can bring them back. But if you lose a house, you can build one. But if you lose a human being, you can never correct that person. That person is gone forever. And so value is in people. So appreciate people. Be thankful. Let people know that you have that kind of spirit, that quality spirit, and it's infectious. If you start to do that, it affects everybody, and they carry that to their homes. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Kwabena. Thank you. So be thankful, be grateful for life, and let that be seen in the way you treat people, the way you handle people. Always remember somebody, always send something to somebody, always show kindness to somebody. It's the best way of life. It pays you more than going to hospital. It's the best form of medicine, I tell you, if you practice that. And it keeps you fresh, and it keeps you young, keeps you rejuvenated all the time. Thank you for watching.